Okay, everyone. Welcome all of you to your career story question and answer session. I'm Devishi Chakravarti, your mentor and host for the same. So we'll take a minute and see where everybody is, and we'll start the session. Hi, whoever is joining, just drop a hi so that I know that you're there. Welcome to the session. Okay, so it is our Independence Day, and we have a lot of people joining from different parts of not only India but abroad. So we will just take a minute to wait for our friends and see what happens. Okay, so so I'm going to talk about something which not everybody really like. It is about making your resume and your LinkedIn profile. And I've been, since I've launched this workshop, I've been flooded with question. What's a career story? Yeah. So this is a new term. I haven't heard about it. So what is it? Uh, so interestingly, it is something very simple. So let me start by, sharing what it means to me, how this entire concept came into being. So what's a career story? Let's find out. So those of you joining now, I'm just going to doing this session to give you an overview, and a lot of you have questions, so I'll be answering them, and at the same time, I'll tell you what is a career story and what you're going to get out of this session. Right. Yeah. So, as I shared in the graphics, that before you are submitting your resume, before you are making the profile for LinkedIn or appearing for interviews, what you need is your career story. So, what is it? What is it? What is it? We all need to know. Hi, Dr. Anandya Goswami. Welcome to the session. I see a few more people joining. So, welcome all. What is a career story? Okay, so as you can see on the right hand side, that's me, and I have been dressed up for performance. It is the role of a professor Shongo. So he's a scientist with a curious mind. He solves a lot of cases. He discovers a lot of things which is good for humanity. So I was raised in a very curious and creative environment in Kolkata, three C's. Okay. And one of the biggest milestones of my life was meeting Mother Teresa, and this was in the context of Gulf War. So I represented my school, made a card as a symbol of peace and a letter for Saddam Hussein and George Bush, and through him, we did send it to them, and the war stopped. So I tell everybody it's because of me that stopped. Long story short, that event made me think about the world, think about contribution to the world. And a few years later, I ended up being in University College London, which is Gandhiji's college. And I ended up with a scholarship which is called Commonwealth Scholarship. Hi Akanksha, hi Bijoy Bhomik, hi Dr. Goswami. So that's been my story to school. After that, yeah, I'm an architect from Kolkata. Then all the places that you see, these are, the ones where I've lived or worked. And the rest is going to be read soon because I am the founder of Design Careers Global. And my vision is to impact 90 lakh professionals design their careers across the globe till 2025. I've been covered by the government of UK for some work which I started, hasn't finished it yet, and that's my infographic resume, right? So this is what it looks like now. Yes, and this is my LinkedIn profile. As I said, like I think I'm the one who is going to take up this vision with the hashtag grow to give and design the inner hero of anybody, like anyone who comes in touch with me. Right? So that's my story. Touched, moved, inspired. It inspires me every time. So I must tell you, so when I went to London in the day one of my orientation, I was sitting in that, it's a very old school, right? Gandhiji event, so you can understand. It was like Harry Potter, like, roof, and thousand of us were sitting. And the first name which was taken was that of Mahatma Gandhi. And we were asked to stand up, we were given a standing ovation, and that really, really changed my life. I think that day I became an Indian, and I didn't have to think about what the design of my life going to be. And yeah, this year, after 4 years being an entrepreneur, so I worked in a Fortune 400 company till 2016 with amazing people and amazing mentor and, projects which impact the country and, city regions. And in this last 4 years, I've been making smart cities. And so I say I was making smart cities and I make smart citizens now. So, hi Dibashish Bhattacharya, hi Dibashish Banerjee, welcome to the session. Right, so this has been my journey so far. And this year I've been nominated for an award, yes, a national level award for contribution to education by Jobs for Her. So that's the story so far, right? So what this is my career story. Okay, this is the story which is there when I meet somebody in a conference, like a 1 minute chat I have. This is the same story which is there in my LinkedIn profile. This is there also. If you Google me, you'll find out it's the same thing which is coming up. So it's consistent because one person can have one story. Okay, and that I have also mapped in my resume and different profiles. So this is my career story, but this workshop is not about me. Okay, so it is about you. So it's your career story. So let's start with your resume. So tell me something, which one is your current resume, the left hand one or the right hand one? Left or right? So people who are there, so what do you think? Many of you are very senior professionals who have joined the conversation. Thank you so much for joining in on Independence Day Eve. Uh, so which one has been your resume, left or right? Okay, so I'm getting a mixed reply. So yeah, the left one is a more traditional resume, right? But right now, because our attention span is falling, people are shifting to a resume which is going to tell more in a shorter span. Okay, we call it infographic. Okay, but still the importance of the traditional resume stays, but it needs to do tell a story, to the show and tell, right? So those who have kids would know the importance of show and tell. So that's what also needs to happen to a resume, because that's the first thing your recruiter is going to see before they even meet you, right? Okay, and LinkedIn profile. Which one of these are close to your LinkedIn profile? Like a lot of people think it's not necessary to have, LinkedIn profile populated. People are like chatting too much. But something you should, always know, if somebody tries to find you globally, they're going to Google your name. And if your LinkedIn profile doesn't come up as a first thing, they will doubt whether you professionally exist or not. And if it's not really giving, authentic information, LinkedIn is considered to be a place where people give authentic information because you're cross-checked. Then, your credibility is questioned. So even if you're not looking for a job, or if you want personal branding, or if you want to position yourself as somebody, even after you finish your job, you need to have your LinkedIn profile in a certain way. If somebody Googles you, that comes up at the first, as the first clickable link. And the second, it should tell more than, you're a financial specialist or a project manager, right? It should, if you just look into mine, it just says a lot. It says about my contribution, it says what I'm up to. Okay, so there's a mini story. And it took me almost a year or two to come to this stage. And all of you are going to get it in a couple of days in just a workshop, right? Yeah. So that's the story I'm talking about. So a lot of you ask, what is a career story? This is a career story. Who you are in terms of your career mapped in these three areas. Number one, your resume. Number two, your LinkedIn profile. And number three, the story I shared. So if I'm meeting somebody in a quick, conference, I'd say, "Hi, I'm Dibishi Chakravarti. I used to design smart cities. Now I design smart citizens. That's it. That's my story, and it's consistent. Okay, I'll say something else if I'm giving a keynote speech somewhere else. I'll say different things, but you know what? Story kind of remains the same. So that's what we need to figure out, because there are, like, so many people applying for jobs or trying to stand out. How you stand out is going to be with your original, authentic story, with the true emotion that you have. So recently, I went through a personal loss, and this entire thing was supposed to happen a week back. And I was kind of in a pause mode, and I thought, oh my God, life is so short. And then I realized that, you know what, like, it's like a game. So you need to play on, okay? And that will keep your story going on. So you just can't put a pause. So whatever is happening right now, we have lockdown, the people are changing profile, your current job is questioned, but keep the game on, because story is happening with every action you take. And the action is going to be mapped in your this profile. Mapping is a easy. There are thousands and thousands of templates which are available. Okay, so how this story helps in interviews. For example, like, I've been chosen for this award, and if somebody says, why her? What is it up to? A lot of people are voting me from this portal. They don't know me. Okay, so they go online and they see these credentials. So very clearly, when they come to my LinkedIn, they would see that she is up to helping students and professionals design their career. And the name of the organization is that. She's a coach, she's a mentor, she's a consultant, she does resume review, mock interview, presentation skills, and she designs your inner hero. And I am from Gurgaon, and like I was born and raised in Kolkata, and I currently live in Gurgaon. I lived abroad for a brief period, and what I'm up to is designing 90 lakhs career by 2025. So people ask me, why? Why should I hire you? So in the workshop, we're going to create the answer to this question. Okay. So, and it's not so easy, it's not done so fast. So, if I Google my first name, what comes up is 20,000 results. There's Devishi Guptu, there's Devishi Sur, and a lot of other people. And, some of the videos with my mentors and stuff that I've done, my organization, that comes up. If I do Devishi Chakra, it'll be a little less, but it also shows some of the videos and my LinkedIn profile. That's something which comes up. So people would know, and my photographs, everything comes up. So people would know that I'm a real, authentic entity, right? So before your interview, people would actually do a e-search. Got it. Right. So, okay, I have people joining from Facebook. I have people joining from YouTube. Okay, not bad. I've taught myself all of that. Right. So after all of this, if I ask you, will you vote for me? So what's your question? Will you vote for me? Yeah? So give me an answer. So I've shared the link for voting. So will you vote for me? So I'm just waiting for an answer. Okay, some of you are raising hands. Yeah, some people are there in the WhatsApp group. Some different medias you all have joined. So great. Yeah. So cool. So if you are going to vote for me, then my career story works. So whatever that I shared, I'm not going to be there in person all the time. So you people would be interacting with me through the documents which is there online. So if that tells the story and people choose me, then when we make your career story, people are also going to choose you. So I'll also vote for you when your career story is great. Good. Okay. So, yeah, those of you know how to join the Career Story 5 Day series. Very good. But since there being a lot of people from India, outside India, from the continent, are asking about the timings. So this batch is for India. So 22nd August, we are doing it for India, and we'll be doing everything in IST, Indian Standard Time. So if you are in till Middle East, if you are in the neighboring countries, so it's fine. You can do it. But if I have got few people from the UK and US, so US I haven't decided, but for UK we're going to do it by 19th of September, right? Yeah. So what is going to happen in the workshop? So this part of the resume is what we're going to work on. Okay, so where you have your your profile detail, where you have your key competencies, and this would be done in context of your job description. So there'll be a pre-work. Whoever some of you have already got the pre-work registered, so you need to be ready before the start of the workshop. So this thing is going to change because these are all hooks, which, like for example, I googled my name, okay, and I just googled Bibishi and whatever came up. So if I just Google Commonwealth scholar or I Google something, design careers, let's say, my name is going to come up. So if I Google the top coaches in Northern India or Gurgaon, my name is going to come up, right? So these are the hooks because I'm not looking for a job. So I've created the different hooks. But since you are looking for a job, so those hooks will be there in your job description. Okay. And we're going to work on it and how they marry with your resume. We will do it. So if it is an ATS friendly resume, so what is ATS? We will explain it to you. So if you're somebody junior, you should go for an ATS friendly resume. We'll work through it. 3 page resume, if you're having a lot of experience, only 2 page resume. How to do it? We'll work on that. And if you are somebody who can use infographic resume, we will also share the template and how to do it. So the areas that you see highlighted are the ones which primarily tell a story, map a story. Okay. So that's what is going to happen in the workshop. And obviously your LinkedIn profile. Right. So far the story's been told, and then when we move on to the FAQ. So I've kind of told you what it is like. It's like a trailer for your entire, career. So wherever you go, you tell your story, and it can't be boring. If it's boring, nobody's going to choose you. So yeah, that's about me. I share about myself. I'll be hosting the workshop. I have a co-host and I have a team. I have a brilliant team who've been doing all this work with me, smart interns, and my team is going to there to support you through. So it's going to start on 22nd of August, 9 to 10 p.m. There's going to be a live session. Okay, day two, day three, day four. That's day one. Day two, day three, day four. You're going to have some recordings and WhatsApp review and like the work that you're going to do. So you're going to learn 10 to 15 minutes it will take for you to learn. A recorded video will be shared with you. Then you're going to send the work and we will review it on WhatsApp. Okay. And then if there's any question, we will, the way we are live. Wait. Why it's not showing? Can you guys see the screen? I think the screen, just a second, I'll just share the screen one more time. So all these glitches somewhere happen. Okay, let me see. I think the screen should be back by now. Oops. Yep. Yeah. So on day two, day one, what we're going to do is that we're going to learn the principles. So whatever that I shared, whatever that I'm doing, it's not out of the blue, right? And I'm not going to work and do each of the resume. So I've been flooded with requests of creating the resume. The key reason I'm doing this workshop is that I am going to give you a process. Okay. So I am a Bengali. I'm a vegetarian. I am not going to give you the fish. I'm going to teach you the fishing, because it's not the only time you're going to work on your career profile or your career story. Okay. So you are going to do it throughout your life. So in the first session, you're going to learn the principles, how to be the chosen one, right? Yeah. And we're going to do so, all everything is going to be hands-on work, right? Okay. In the day two, we will learn how to write this career story pitch, the objective that you saw, sorry, the in the email, in the cover letter, and when you're sending the LinkedIn connections, you always like scratch your head to figure out what is that I should write so that things become better, right? So still there, right? Yeah. So that's what will happen on day two. Can you see my screen? I think my screen went off for some time. Yeah. Let me know if you are able to see the screen now. Cool. So that's day two, cover letter emails. That's the entry point, right? Now, all these are very boring things. Doing the job is way easy. Okay. But, 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 since I'm going to add the emotion and add the story, and I'm going to give you all the templates. The best part is you don't have to scratch your head. You just have to customize according to the need. I've been working on this for past 2 to 3 months so that I simplify it for all. You will get the templates. Same for day three and day four. Day three is for your resume. Four is for your LinkedIn. But this is only mainly going to concentrate on your the profile part. We're not going to get into your experience, writing the experience. That's a very detailed out job. We'll show you the process, you'll do it, right? But the review is going to be on your profile, on the story. And then when we come to day 5, and there's going to be mock interview, all that you have done when you go to the interview, and you are supposed to tell your story. Something happens in the head, right? You really forget or you don't connect. So we're going to like look into those blind spots, and we'll answer the most difficult question: why should I hire you? Right? And this will be all linked to the story that we prepare. Right. And we will be having some uh, live mock, and there'll be a nice graduation. So those are surprises. And whoever is a graduate, there are some perks. We'll come to that once you get into the program. So that's what is going to happen in the 5 days. Day one, Saturday night, 9 p.m. You start, and almost a week. It's not 5 days, actually, it's 7 days. I should charge more. So on next Saturday night, you close. Rest of the days, it's going to happen on WhatsApp. You do your work, not being busy, right? Yeah. Hi, Sakshi. Thank you so much for joining. Right. So that's what is going to happen. Your resume and your LinkedIn profile and the way you talk is going to transform. The way you talk is going to transform. Now, who it is for? So, first of all, I won't advise somebody more than 10 years of experience joining this, because this is more for entry and the mid level professionals. When you have 10 years of experience, it becomes more complex. Okay. So, I won't suggest you can do it. But after that, should email us the detail. We'll treat you separately. And if you think you're a technical person, you're shy, you're data driven, you're boring, okay, don't think like that. If you are there and your story cannot have the life, you should come. You should 100% come. So, how many of you have seen the movie Forrest Gump or Super 50? Super 30, sorry. Yeah, yeah. So if you haven't watched Forrest Gump, go ahead and watch it. It's an Oscar-winning movie, amazing. Super 30 didn't go to Oscars, but it's something which actually says that it is your grit. It is not that creates your story. And it's the story of hungry people. If you have hunger, You have the emotion. Hunger is the most primitive emotion, and that has given us action throughout the ages. So if you are hungry, you will get a story and it's done, right? So career changes a lot. Many of you come to me because I used to do something else. Now, ma'am, how can I show it in your resume? People who have taken career breaks, okay, have chosen new career. This is the perfect. You need to convince your employer how to, all those 8 years, all those 7 years that you have done something else, how you can bring that to this job. You must join, and anybody can join. Like, I think, other than somebody who's working in government, because the government resumes are very different, or working in World Bank or something, you can join. That's going to be fine. And it's an online thing. I'm going to go YouTube live, Facebook live. All you need, no Zoom or anything is required, right? And it's all going to be late evening after you have finished your work. You can submit the questions on Slido. Yes, I will answer the Slido question. So most of them are being put up by the students in Slido, right? This is the event code, and you can also email us, so we'll be reviewing it. And yes, of course, you're doing the work because you're going to get the review. So we will review the work, and you'll get the recordings. The recordings will be available to you. I think 5 to 7 days after the session, right? And by that time, it should be done, right? The fees is 499, which is I don't want to say how much I charge, but I've been flooded. I've been flooded with requests for making the resume. I've been doing it as a pro bono, but I can't do it for many. So that's why, like, if you're somebody who doesn't need this workshop and watching it, and you know someone who really, really needs it, sponsor it for him. Just go ahead and sponsor it for him. That's the only reason I have taken it up, right? It's my part of dream to design the 90 lakh career, right? So I'm trying to reach out to as many as possible so that people can benefit, right? And this is it, okay? So people who are going to do this, we're going to help them with the regimen, and with 7 days you should be done, right? That's what I'm saying. For senior people, we cannot do it in such a short period, but for junior and mid level, it would be done, right? And yes, there are perks. There are simulated mock tests, and as I said, I'm going to give you all the text. When I say all, for a junior or mid level, it's all the text. You really don't have to rack your brain, right? So I've been spending a lot of time and done a lot of research so that, it doesn't remain a bottleneck in, choosing or moving to the next level in your career. So, one question which I have not mentioned here is that, so if they asked about the batch sizes. Even I have participated in different workshops where, like, there have been a lot of people, but they've been managed well. But I'm not looking forward to having more than 100, right? And we might divide it into batch of 25. We'll see. We'll need the effectiveness, right? So that's important, and that's why even after the workshop for 7 days, we'll be there to help you, to give you the reviews, right? But don't be lazy. That doesn't mean be lazy, right? So you finish the work, right? And what else? What else? If you miss a class, obviously you will be getting the 3 days which are there. There'll be recorded session, but the live classes, the where the main learning happens, we don't advise you to miss it. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those videos, right? Yeah. Yes, you'll be getting templates. Templates are everywhere. So you would need a laptop. You can't work on that, but then you don't need to download any software. Just, have good Wi-Fi should be fine. Typically 1 hour every day should be good. 40 minutes to 1 hour. If you're smart, it can need less time. Because what we are teaching you is a process, and to understand a process, you don't need much time. It's like mathematics. It is like solving a problem, right? If you get it, you get it, right? And people who are going to make the payment, this is the link. That's the InstaMojo link, which is given there. I'll share it with you one more time. So once you go to the InstaMojo link, what will happen is that they will give you the link to the main WhatsApp group, and you also get the link to the pre work, right? So I believe I've answered most of the question, but even after that, if you have any questions, even after this, you can feel free to ask me, and it's not going to be boring. So my promise is that absolutely, I myself don't have a lot of patience, right? So if I have learned all of this, anything which I've learned in life was interesting. So my mentors are always very, very interesting people, and that's how I ended up learning stuff, right? So it's going to be the same for you, no doubt. Absolutely, no doubt about it, right? Yeah. So, with that note, I am going to say bye for now. So, if needed, I will come back with another quick live session. I think I kind of covered most of it. So, if somebody who's watching it doesn't need it, share it with your somebody who needs it, gift it. What can be a gift rather than, helping them designing their career, right? So, thank you so much. And I'll see you all in the WhatsApp group, right? Yeah, be brilliant.